Hello, grade 6, how are you? I am happy to be here one more time. I hope that you guys are wearing your mask, sanitizing, washing your hands, and keeping social distancing. I miss you so much, and I hope to see you guys soon. So, what have you guys been up to? Wawa, Puno, Danny, Pej, Namtib, what have you guys been up to? Yeah. Do you read your books sometimes, or you just play games? Anyway, I miss you so much, and I hope to see you soon. So, last time I gave you an introduction of what we will be doing, and I say that we are supposed to be talking about our nervous system. It is the first lesson for this semester. So, we will go through it one by one, and then we will see, okay? So welcome to science class for the grade 6, yeah, and I'm your teacher. You know my name? Yes, Teacher Seda, and science is always fun, right? Yeah, so let's jump into it. So our nervous system, what is a nervous system? When you hear the word nervous system, I think you've learned about it from grade 3. We've talked about the systems in our body. But for this class, we'll have to talk about two systems, the nervous system and the urinary system. But first of all, let's look at what our nervous system is made up of and what can it do for us. So, are you ready? Yeah, so what is our nervous system? So, our nervous system is a system that controls our thoughts. Thoughts are what you're thinking of. Emotions, like when you're happy. Emotions are feelings. Happy, sad, hungry, angry, okay? Excited. And actions, like maybe walking, running, sleeping. All these are controlled by our nervous system, okay? So, look at that boy. How does he feel? He's angry, right? Yeah. So like I said, our nervous system controls our emotions, how we feel. When we are happy, it's controlled by our nervous system. When we are sad, when we are angry, it's controlled by our nervous system. Now, it controls also our actions. Like, look at this man. He wants to touch the what? The fire. Is it a good thing? No, it's not wise at all. So, because of the nervous system, he is able to remove his hand, okay, so that he doesn't get burned. Our nervous system helps us a lot. Like, let's say, when you see food, okay, when you see food, then what goes through your mind? Like when you see a delicious pizza, yeah, you'd want to eat it. Yeah. So what happens is you will see it with your eyes, but then the eyes will send the message to your brain. Then the brain will compute everything, and then the brain will send what? Message to your mouth and to your hands too. So it will tell you, get it, and then put it in your mouth. Meanwhile, the mouth will be salivating. You'll have saliva in your mouth. So, our nervous system controls everything in our body, okay? So, it also processes information received from both inside and outside our body. Like I was saying, if you see food, what will happen? It sends a message to your brain, and then the brain will compute the message and send the message right back to your sense organs, like your tongue, yeah, your hands, okay? So our nervous system works in conjunction with all our senses, okay? We will see through that when we continue with our lesson. Now, what are the parts of our nervous system? What are the parts of our nervous system? We have the spinal cord, okay? So this is the spinal cord. Yeah, here's the spinal cord. Then we have the nerves. These are the nerves, and nerves are everywhere in our body. They form a network, okay? So they are everywhere in our body. Then we have brain. This is our brain. Yeah. So the brain is like the center which processes all the information, okay, and send it right back to our body. Okay, so when you're sleeping, does your nervous system still work? Yes, they still work. Okay, so the nervous system controls everything that we do. Even when you're sleeping, it's the nervous system controlling that. Even when we want to eat, we want to run, we want to do anything, it's the nervous system that controls all of this. Okay, so let's check on these one by one. So the spinal cord, this one here. Now the spinal cord, you find it on your back, right? And it is made up of many nerves, okay? It has got a lot of nerves. Now, what is the function of our spinal cord? Now, it carries messages to and from the brain. It carries message to and from the brain. So, if this is the brain, then the spinal cord carries message to the brain and from the brain to send it to our nerves, okay? So, the function of our spinal cord is it carries messages to the brain and from the brain. Very good. So you see what happened. These are the messages from the brain. So it carries a message here. This is the spinal cord. So when we have a message here, it will send it through the spinal cord and then the nerves will receive the message. So to the brain and from the brain. Good. Next we have our nerves, okay? Like I said, they form a network, okay? So a nerve is made up of many nerve cells. They have many nerve cells joined together to form a network throughout our body. Now, what is the function? It sends and receives message from the spinal cord. It sends and receives message through the spinal cord. Now there are nerves all over our body to sense things. Now look at that. These are all nerve cells, okay? The nerves and the nerve cells here. These are nerve cells. So they receive message from our spinal cord and they send the message back to our spinal cord, and then the message will be sent from the spinal cord to our brain, and then the brain will compute all the information and send it back through the spinal cord to our nerves. Now, let me give you an example, okay? If you see a snake, what will happen to you? You will use your eyes, you see the snake, then the eyes will send the message to your brain, and the brain will send the message through your spinal cord to your nerves, the nerve cells on your legs, and then you will run, okay? So that is how the nerves, the spinal cord, and the brain work together. Now this is the brain, okay? The third one is the brain. Now the brain is a special organ protected by the skull. So you find the brain in your skull. And the skull is a bone, so the skull is the skull's work is to protect your brain. Your brain is very, very fragile. Now, what is the function of our brain? The brain controls all our bodily functions by sending and receiving messages through our spinal cord. Like I told you, our brain will always receive message from our spinal cord. Okay, so if we send something with our hands, then the message will be sent through our nerves to our spinal cord. And then from our spinal cord, it will send it to our brain. Then the brain will compute all the information and then send it back through our spinal cord, through our nerves, and to our hands. So that is how it receives message from the spinal cord. Now, this is how the brain looks like. So these are the parts of the brain. Okay, these are the parts of the brain. Now, what are the functions of our nervous system? What are the functions of our nervous system? Now, the function of our nervous system is to control our bodily function. Like it controls everything that happens in your body. Everything. Sleeping, when you want to sleep, when you want to run, eat, cry, do everything. It controls all our bodily function. Now look at that. When you see something like that, what will happen? You will have saliva in your mouth, yeah? And why is that? So the eyes will see, the nose will smell, and all this will send the message to your brain through the spinal cord, and then the brain will send the message back to the eye and to our hands to tell our hands, okay, you can eat, you know. So this nervous system controls everything that happens. Even when you want to go to the toilet, it's controlled by our nervous system. You want to pee, you want to poop, you want to do anything. All these are controlled by our nervous system, okay? So our nervous system controls practically every part of our body, okay? And this happens when we get information from our surrounding area, okay, which are sensed by our 5 sense organs, which we'll see in a minute. So it controls reactions, okay? So how many senses do we have? We have 5 sense organs, right? We have the ears, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, and the hand. Okay, so eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, which are connected to our brain through the nerves. Okay, so each of your senses give you important information. For example, our skin, what does it do? It can feel the temperature when it's hot or when it's cold, right? Yeah. It can also, you can use it to touch. You can touch when something is smooth or rough, okay, hard, okay. And our tongue, we use it to taste. We can taste when something is sweet, sour, bitter, yeah, nice. What about our eyes? So we can use our eyes to see. We can see the light. We can see when light enters our eyes, we can see everything. We can see different colors. We can see everything around us. Okay. So our ears, we can only hear the sound. Okay. Our ears help us to hear. Okay. We can hear different sound and different things. Now, our nose helps us to smell. Okay. We can smell when something smells good or when something smells ew, very, very bad. So all these work because of the coordination of our nerves to our brain, okay? So like I say, you use your eyes to see, okay? When you see something, then it will send a message to your brain, which will compute the information and then send it back to any part of your body. Let's say let's talk about the ear. Let's say you hear loud sound. What will happen to you? You will feel pain, right? So when you hear the loud sound, it will send the message to your brain, and then the brain will send the message to your legs probably to go and turn off or reduce the volume, right? Yeah. So all these work together to process information, okay? They help us to process information and to do everything around us. So I need you to turn to your activity book, page 1, and number 1 says, the diagram below shows the human nervous system. Complete the table to identify parts A, B, and C. Okay, so look at that. Now what is part A? This is the brain, this is the spinal cord, and these are the nerves. So on this chart, I need you to write down the parts and the functions of the part A, part B, and part C. Part A, part B, and part C. Like I say, A is the brain, B is the spinal cord, and C are the nerves. Okay, so I don't know if you will see my book. It's not showing, but then I need you to write these answers here. So key in the correct answers, and then I need you to answer number 2 as well. Okay, so that will be your homework. So the part A, so name of the part, you write it here. The function, you write it here. And then number 2 say, where can nerves be found and what do they form? So like I say, the nerves are found everywhere in our body and they form a network. They form a network. So until that, we come to the end of this topic, and we will continue from there. How do we take care of our nervous system? Okay, and the food that we need to eat. Okay, so thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time. Don't forget to stay safe and wear your mask every day. Okay, so bye bye.